Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today we're going to do an easy Guardian solo using 1-star legendary gear. Now, just in case you didn't know, the latest update brought changes to the loot table for the raid, which means that certain legendary effects as far as loose mods are locked to certain levels. And because of that, I wanted a way to solo the Guardian with a low barrier of entry that was available to as many players as possible. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but the legendary effects, or the loose mods that are available exclusively from the Guardian, there's a 10% chance that you can get a 4-star mod. These are the ones you can get: bullies, fracturers, pinpointers, rad-powered runners, and scanners. Those cannot drop from any other stage but the Guardian. And for me, pinpointers is the one that I'm interested in. I still haven't learned it, and I would like to. Now, if you want a complete list of all of the effects, because my focus here is 4-star mods, but if you want a complete list of all of the mods and other plans that are available and have it broken down per level, Duchess Flame has a really nice checklist that actually shows you what each stage can actually give you. There's a link to that in the description below. Be sure to check it out. That's actually a very good list. So first, let's look at the build. So we've got follow through. That is the important one here. We will be doing sneak damage. That will make a huge difference. So you really want this perk. And here's the build. Now, I'm not going to go through every single perk, but I do want to highlight the ones that I think are important. The reason I have 5 points of unused under strength is normally that would be Bullet Storm, which you do not need for this, so I just took the perk cards out. So we have easy target, 75% range damage to crippled targets. The Guardian, once that shield goes down, it is a crippled target, so bonus damage there. Then we have Number Cruncher, bonus damage based on the AP cost of the weapon. Tormentor, more damage. I mean, there's one limb, so we'll be doing 20% more damage there. Tank Killer, this is one I haven't tested without it. I think the Guardian does have high resistance, so I think Tank Killer is probably something you want. I haven't tested without it, so it is possible. Maybe you could do without, but I am using it. Center Masochist, it's just a torso, so Center Masochist should give us bonus damage there. And then Smart Shot, we will be aiming down scope. We will not be using VATS, we'll be aiming down a scope, so this will give us 25% more damage there. And then we have Bullet Shield. So this is how we're going to take down the shield, the main focus, this and Ricochet, when firing a heavy gun, and we'll be wearing power armor. And so it says 15%, but the way that Deflect works is that it goes up by 50% if you're wearing heavy armor or power armor. So we'll actually have a 22% chance because I am in power armor. We'll be using an energy gun, so we have the science card to boost the damage a little bit. And I will be using a Furious weapon. So we are using Gorilla Master for 5% damage. We'll be close up, and we'll be able to get up to 20 stacks. So this will give us up to 100% bonus damage. Gorilla Expert, we should only have 1 reload, so that'll give us a little bonus reload speed. Not super important though. And then Gunslinger Expert, this will give us up to 20% weak spot damage. And then again, Ricochet, same thing as Bullet Shield. So it's just 2 things that are working to deflect the damage back at the Guardian. Take that shield down so we can actually attack with our weapon. Now, as far as the armor goes, I am using Raider. It could be anything you want. I decided to go with bottom of the barrel just to show that it doesn't really matter. You could do a mix and match set. The most important thing here is you want troubleshooters on all of the pieces because we are going to kind of just stand there and take damage. So that's what we're going. And the mods don't really matter. I mean, I have calibrated shocks, but that's optional there. Except in the case of the torso right here. Yeah, the torso. You want the medic pump. This will automatically use a stim pack when you're below 50% health. And yeah, this is something you'll need. So even with a full troubleshooter set, you still will take a lot of damage, but this will keep you alive. So you want to have stim packs as well. And as far as the medic pump plans, if you don't have that, you can get the medic pump plans from the vendors, depending on what power armor you're using. If you're using Raider, T45, T51, or T60, the plans for the medic pump are available at the vendors in the White Spring, depending on which power armor you're using. And it's not an expensive plan, 1,1400 caps, something like that. So it's a rather inexpensive plan for what it does for you. But any power armor you want to use is fine. You just want to make sure you have troubleshooters on that star. And of course, if you have more stars to help you, a second or third star, that can only make things better. I neglected to mention a couple of things as far as perks go. So First Aid, this will just give us more health from our stim packs. So you definitely want that if you can fit it in. And Field Surgeon as well. This will just make the stim packs work that much quicker. So every little bit we can do in that department we want to go for. And Born Survivor is one of those things, I shouldn't really need it. The medic pump should actually trigger pretty much before this does. It's kind of like having an emergency parachute, but this could probably not be needed as well. Now, as far as the weapons go, we need 2 weapons here. We need a heavy gun, although it says big gun in the description. On the perk, on the bullet shield perk, it says when you're firing a heavy gun. They're the same thing. Heavy gun, big gun, same thing. But when you look at the description, it'll say big gun on the weapon itself. I'm only using this because I had it in my stash. It doesn't need to be legendary. It just needs to be able to fire a bullet every few seconds to keep the bullet shield active. But we're not doing damage with this, so whatever big gun you want to use it. That's all that counts, is that it's a big gun. This will be our damage dealer, and I am using a regular plasma gun. This is not an Enclave. An Enclave would be better, but I wanted this to be something that anybody could get their hands on easily. You can buy the plan for the plasma gun at the Brotherhood vendor in the White Spring, and that's, again, it's not a super expensive plan. I think it's 1,1400 caps, somewhere in that area. So this would be something, but if you had an Enclave, then that's even better. That's going to do more damage. The important thing here is you want the flamer barrel, and you want a scope. Whatever scope, doesn't really matter, but you want to have a scope so you can aim down it so that smart shot will actually work. I have this modded with the prime capacitor, and I'm using the stabilized mods because the AP cost will be higher for that number cruncher. If you're using aligned mods, then that'll reduce the AP cost so you get a little bit less damage. But overall, this is how I have this one modded. Again, it is just 1 star, and it is furious. So if you have more stars, obviously you'd want to use them. So Rapid or Hitman's would both be good options here. And as far as a 3rd star, probably Swift would be your best bet. Like I said, there is only 1 reload, so it's not a huge deal either way. Now for stim packs, I like the super stim packs. They heal more, plus they give you continuous healing for a little bit of time. All that should help keep you alive. That's the most important thing. If you die, you got to start all over. Another thing you could do is you could add chems into the mix. I will not be using any, but if you want to, you could. I would probably do Psychotats for a flat 25% damage boost. Okay, so here's the plan. Before I push the button, I will just tell you what we're going to do. We're actually going to push the button, which is right over there, and then we're gonna make our way to the ramp right here. There's another one over there that's the same. I don't know if they're the same distance or not. This one, for whatever reason, to me feels a little closer. It might not be, might be an illusion, but we wanna go as far onto the edge of the ramp without going onto the floor as possible, because we're gonna wanna reach this guy with the plasma flamer. And we're just gonna stay like this, and we're gonna tank the damage. And also the goal here is to be able to do this in 1 go. I don't want to have to go into the blast doors because that increases the amount of time. It really reduces the efficiency of it. So we are going to do this all in 1 go, and you want to go into sneak, although you will be in danger as long as you're being shot at. But once the shield goes down, then you go into caution, and you will be able to get that sneak attack damage with the flamer. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to shoot every little bit just to keep bullet shield active. And we shouldn't have to do any stim packing at all on our own. This should all happen automatically because of the medic pump. You just want to make sure you have enough stim packs that you don't run out, because obviously that would be a huge problem. But you can see the shield's coming down, reasonable. It's not crazy fast, but it won't take forever either. That's why you could do this with just Ricochet if you wanted, but it would take quite a bit longer because I have tried that method as well. So bullet shield really is the secret sauce, and you just want to make sure you're ready to switch weapons when that shield goes down, because that's when you're on a timer. Let's see, another little bit, and then, okay, come on. And then we'll switch. Okay, now we can switch, and now you want to aim and just start shooting. You want to make sure you're close enough. Don't go onto the floor, because you'll die. The electrified floor can really keep you, but you can see the damage is actually really good. Haven't gotten a verbal warning yet, so we should be home free. We're gonna have there it is. But we should be able to get this done. We got a reload right here. Should be okay to get this done right before the things go black. And there we go. Easy peasy, just like that. Now, we didn't get lucky. No 4-star mods here. I got a 3-star and then a bunch of other things. Remember, it is only a 10% chance, so you're gonna have to do a lot of it to get what you're looking for. But as you can see, it didn't take much time. It took us less than 2 minutes to get that whole thing done. And there you have it, an easy 1-star Guardian solo. One thing I forgot to mention is that this is actually pretty ammo efficient as well. I started with 2,000 rounds of plasma cartridges exactly, and I ended up with a little over 2,300. So we'll actually gain ammo on this, so that's just another boost. It actually won't cost you anything to do this in terms of ammo. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.